Y'all, this is one of them ones, right? We got it. We got us one. We got us a new show. $1 Million Secret is that girl. It really is. It truly is. It has everything we could want in reality TV. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are gathered here today to talk $1 Million Secret. So I'm going to be going through episodes 1, 2, and 3, and episodes 1, 2, and 3 only because I've only seen episodes 1, 2, and 3. Okay. If I say it enough, y'all will not put spoilers in the comments, please. The same way that y'all got to watch the show and be shocked and appalled and excited and nervous, I want all those same feelings, all right? So do me a favor, though. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up the video. We are less than 300 subscribers away from 35,000. So do me a solid and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down below only on what? Episodes 1, 2, and 3. I'll have a recap up for episodes 4, 5, and 6 probably tomorrow or Monday, and then we'll get the remaining 2 episodes when they drop on Wednesday. All right, so what we're gonna do is I have the cast up here. Now, I'm not going to do age, sex, location because everybody is lying about everything anyway, so it really doesn't matter, right? But let's meet the cast. So starting at the top, we have Say Young, Jamie, Cara, Samantha, she goes by Sam on the show, Lydia, Sydney, Lauren, Kyle, Philip, Harry, Corey, and Chris. These are our 12 contestants. I'm gonna have them up on the screen periodically, but I don't want to leave them up there because like it colors my pink. All right, so here's how the show starts off. So the contestants are arriving and they all pick a key from the bag. As they are picking a key from the bag, they are all named after animals. So like we have like the rat, the hog, the snake, you know, all that type of stuff. So one of these people is the millionaire, okay? And they are going to find out very, very soon. Okay? So off rip, we see everybody kind of saying that they don't want to be the millionaire first because it's going to cause your prey, right? Nobody wants to be, you know, on each other. Everybody wants to be fighting for their life so early in the game. So off rip, we see Lauren. Lauren is struggling with the morality of the game. She doesn't want to lie. Lauren, you are on a show about deception, Miss Mamas. So here's what I'm not gonna tolerate out of Lauren, right? You signed up for a show where you have to be deceptive in order to win this $1 million. So if you have an issue with lying in the confines of this game, baby, this is not the game for you. Don't get on our nerves about it, okay? So every day, the millionaire is going to have in their own secret agenda. Now, should they complete their agenda and they are successful, then they're going to get an advantage that will help them protect their secret so nobody else can find out who they are. So we know that the point of the game is one person has the $1 million, the other people have to sniff out who the millionaire is, right? Very simple. So we find out everybody gets to their rooms, right? And it's cool, it's fun, awesome. So we see everybody opening their box, swinging a miss, swinging a miss. Lauren opens her box and Lauren got that money, okay? Lauren has that shmoney in her box and she don't like it. She doesn't like it because remember, Lauren just said that she was going to struggle with the morality of this, okay? So everyone else gets those letters and their letters are telling them that it's time to hunt down the millionaire. So let's do it. So Peter, who is the host, comes into Lauren's room and said, "Hey girl, let's get to it." So your first agenda activity is to hug everybody before the challenge begins. Go hug all 11 other people that are here. Now, Lauren said this is going to be hard for her because she's not a hugger. I'm not a big hugger either, so I would have definitely I don't want to say I would have struggled with this, but I would have been like, oh my God. But I feel like in something like this, peg yourself as a hugger. That's literally all you have to do, girl. Peg yourself as a hugger. So, Lauren, if she completes this, she's going to get 2 extra votes at tonight's elimination, which is dope, which is key. So if she want to get somebody up out of here, she now counts for 3 votes. Love it. Already love it. So Harry, they come down to dinner, and we have Harry, okay? Harry. So we have Harry. Harry's like, why don't we all hold hands, okay, and give grace over the food? It's what we do in Hawaii. The way everybody was like, I ain't doing that shit. I said, not y'all all being heathens, but I get it. Everything is suspicious, right? And there were some people that was like, yeah, I don't get down like that. I'm like, damn, y'all can't just say thanks for the food, but I get it. So now everybody is looking at Harry like, he's suspicious. He's suspicious. I said, all because he wanted y'all ungrateful asses to say grace. I thought that was hilarious. So Lauren Offrip is able to hug Say Young, Kyle, and Chris after the 3 of them are sitting together, or the 4 of them really, are sitting together in a room and they're talking about people's strengths. Very smooth on her part, but she's so in her head about it that she's making it awkward for herself. So she hugs them, and it was cool. And then she's walking away like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, girl, you gave these people a hug. It's all right. It's okay. So she's then able to hug Harry after they bonded over a pineapple. I said, okay. So we see Lauren. Lauren is like, okay, I gotta go and hug some more people. Meanwhile, in another room, we see Sam, Sydney, Philip, and Cara are all talking about her infertility issues. But she now was able to have her son. Let me tell you this. I don't know what Sam is going through. I don't know if this was like a part of her plan or not, but Sam is crying. So Lauren is like, sweet, now I can come in. Y'all, she's hugging everybody, right? Do y'all know how I hollered when she damn near sat on Philip's lap to hug him? Ma'am. Ma'am, here's the thing. You hug the other women that are crying. You should have saved Philip's hug for another time, but he didn't think anything. He didn't think anything of it. Now, she realizes that she didn't hug Cara. So she's able to double back and hug Cara when she sees her outside and they're talking about being nervous. So she walks back in the house. She's talking to Lydia about something. She's able to get a hug from Lydia. Now, Samantha, who is a New York City cop, is clocking that Lauren is going around hugging everybody. And she's like, what's up with this? Why are you touching on everybody and stuff? But she's like, okay, got my eye on you. So Sydney is talking to Sam, and she's lying about being a bottle service girl. So she's like, yeah, so I'm a bottle service girl at, some of the bigger clubs. So Sam is like, what clubs? And she was like, I mean, the popular ones, like the ones that are downtown. And I was with Samantha, girl. You. Here's the thing: if you're gonna come in and you're gonna use the fact that you are a bottle service girl, you should have had the club locked and loaded in your head. You should have, but she wasn't she wasn't ready. So Sam then tells the story about how she lost her job during COVID, and she's like, I lost my job. And it was hard for me to take care of things, and I was struggling and all this other type of stuff. And they was like, oh my God, what was your job? And she was like, I was oh Lord, the dentist. I worked at the dentist. I said, what is going on with y'all? Like, how y'all didn't come with lies prepared? And it blew me because it doesn't make sense. So I'm like, Samantha, now I got to look at you because you too busy trying to clock everybody else, and you can't even keep your own lies straight. Sam, you are now on my list because, girl, what the fuck? So Lauren is able to get a hug out of Jamie with literally 2 minutes to spare after basically forcing Jamie to give her some words of affirmation. So Lauren is like, okay, damn, I have Corey. I got to get a hug out of Corey. So there are 12 seconds left. And as they are walking down to the challenge, she is able to like lean into Corey. He puts his arm around her, gives her a little bit of reassurance that like, it's going to be okay. And I said, look at Lauren. Job well done, my good friend. So she's able to hug all 11 people. So now going into the elimination dinner, she is now bona fide to have 3 votes. That is massive, y'all. That is massive. So let's get to the challenge. All right. So the challenge is very simple. They tell everybody to pair up. Okay. 6 of you are going that win the activity are going to get access to the trophy room where you can gain information about the millionaire. So as they pair up, everybody's like, cool, we need one person to be the runner and we need one person to be the code breaker. So they're pairing. I'm like, I can break a code. I can be the runner. Cool, cool, cool. They then find out that the people they paired up with is their competition. I said, damn. So basically the runner is going to be running through an obstacle course and the code breaker is going to be hunting them down with a dog. I said, Jesus, take the wheel. One thing that I just don't like playing around with is running from dogs. I grew up in a super, super residential neighborhood. There were like 20 of us kids, all within like the same maybe 3 to 4 year age range. And there was a big ass dog named Sam. Sam lived down the street. And when Sam got loose, the way that we would run like hell, because Sam was a big ass German Shepherd that just didn't fucking play. Okay. So was he a German Shepherd? What was Sam? He was big as shit. I can tell you that. So there are 3 gates and 4 keys at each gate. So if you are the runner, as you're running up to the gate, you have to try all 4 keys to try to see which key goes with that particular lock. Meanwhile, the code breaker has this 8-digit code that they have to remember so that the dog can chase down the runner. I said, Claude, have mercy. So the first pair is Sydney versus Philip. Sydney won with flying colors. Philip didn't even get the damn code correct, okay? So easy. Lydia versus Jamie. The dog caught Jamie after the first gate. So Lydia won. Lauren versus Harry. The dog caught Larry after Larry. Lauren versus Harry. The dog caught Harry after the first gate. Kyle versus Kara. Kara cracked the code before Kyle could even get the damn first gate open. I said, oh my God. Say Young versus Chris. Say Young cracked the code. So Chris lost. And then Corey versus Sam. Corey, why did I put Kyle? Corey versus Sam. Sam didn't even get the code open, which was interesting, and everybody was clocking because it was, I want to say Lydia. Was it Lydia that was able to kind of come up with the plan of remembering 4 digits at a time? So everybody is like, Sam, how you fuck this up? So cool. So it's announced that the next morning, the millionaire was successful with their agenda, and they are now going to have 3 votes at the elimination dinner. So now everybody is like, oh shoot, what was the agenda? Like, now everybody's trying to figure out what it could have been. So at breakfast, Lauren needs to be going around hugging people. I personally, that's what I wrote down. I think that she should, because it makes it not seem as if you were hugging people because that was your agenda, but we don't see her touch nobody. And I'm like, girl. So Say Young points out that, Harry wanted to be the main one to say, let's all put our hands in, one for all type shit before the first challenge. So now everybody's like, yeah. And he wanted us to all hold hands, before dinner. I think his agenda was to have everybody touch hands. I said, look at y'all being loud and wrong. So now they targeting Harry. I said, Lord, for whatever reason, Sam leaves breakfast to go back to sleep. Miss Mamas, what are we doing? No, ma'am. Talking about some I didn't sleep well. Suck it up, Buttercup. You are in here to win some money. I couldn't believe she did that. So now everybody's looking at her like, what is you on right now? I thought that was silly on her part. Silly on her part. So they are now in the trophy room, the winners of before, and they each get the opportunity to pick who they think is a millionaire. The host will tell them if the money is in one of the boxes of the six people that they picked. So Lydia picks Harry. Okay, cool. Corey picks Sam. Young picks Lauren. And everybody is like, oh. And Lauren is kind of looking like, girl, the fuck? So Young gives this speech about how you want to put in one person that you suspect and then five that you don't. She's like, I suspect that it's Harry and I trust Lauren, so I'm going to put Lauren in. Dumbest ass excuse I have ever heard, right? So everybody like goes along with this and it's like, yeah, I believe that too. I'm like, not y'all all being stupid. So then Kara is like, okay, well, say Young, I pick you. Lauren picks Corey and Sydney picks Phil. I said, y'all dumb motherfucker. If y'all all think it's Harry, all of y'all asses should say Harry. And then if Peter says yes, then y'all know Harry is the millionaire. That's how that works, people. Jesus Christ. So they then find out that only one of them is going to get the answer, and it's up to that person to decide what to do with it. So they all have to vote on who they think should get the clue out of the people that are in the trophy room. So they decide to give it to Lydia. So Lydia comes out and tells the group that they were correct and that of the six people that they named, one of those people is indeed the millionaire, okay? So the six in the trophy room decide that Lauren is going to be the one that's going to tell everybody the six names. So Sam, who was upstairs asleep, finds out from Sydney what she missed and runs to tell Young, no. I think Lauren is the millionaire. I said, Sam, baby, if you wouldn't have been asleep, maybe you would have been able to have this conversation with everybody else, okay? Truth be told. So we get to the first elimination dinner, and Lauren brings up, look, Harry, you was trying to get everybody to hold hands. I think it's you. She's like, you even said it before the meal and then before the challenge. Like, you've been wanting us to touch, okay? So we think it's you. Harry said, I'm sorry, in Hawaii that we say grace? Like, what? No. And us doing that together was just on some, okay, team camaraderie, but whatever. Harry played it very cool. Sam was like, so why was my name even brought up? And Corey said, because it's the vibe I'm getting off of you. Like, you've been going to sleep and stuff. I just don't get it. He was like, plus, it seems like, why couldn't you get the code? Sam was like, I think my card was upside down. No, girl, you just couldn't remember it. So everybody is like, no, we think you were trying to throw the game. And I'm like, do y'all? I don't think she was trying to throw it. I think Sam is just more cocky than she needs to be, right? So Harry then said, well, Lauren, you're suspicious because you know how to handle people and children because you are a mother. He was like, you've been flying underneath the radar. Young is like, yeah. I mean, if I were the millionaire, I would want to be behaving just like Lauren too. I said, why you flip on her, Young? Don't trust her ass. Don't trust her. So we get to episode 2, which is called The 5 Suspects. So we're still at dinner, right? They all voted for Harry. Well, Harry got the majority of the vote. He is not the millionaire, duh. So I said, now Harry's gone all because he wanted to say grace. I wish we as the viewers didn't know who the millionaire is, but everybody's face, they be so just flabbergasted when they get it wrong. So Lauren, again, should be going around hugging everybody, but she's not. Like, you can't be this obvious. So the next morning, Lauren is crying and crashing out over having a lie. Shut up, Lauren. I don't want to hear this shit out of you. So she finds out that today's agenda, she gets a choice of her rewards, okay? So she can either choose someone's vote not to count, or she can have her money move randomly to somebody else's box. She immediately is like, get rid of the money. It's too much for me. I can try to get the money back later. I said, girl, I guess. So today's agenda is to use specific song titles in conversation. So the 5 song titles that she has to say: Smooth Criminal, Don't Stop Believing, Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Cry Me a River, and You Need to Calm Down. The way that it would be so easy for me because I talk in song and movie anyways. That would be so easy for me. And let's be real, given the nature of what they're doing, Smooth Criminal is easy, Don't Stop Believing is easy, Cry Me a River is easy, You Need to Calm Down is easy. The only one that would probably make me like think about what to say would be Every Rose Has Its Thorn. But like this is not hard. So Lauren is able to get 2 of the song titles down in within a few minutes of breakfast. Cool. So she's able to say Don't Stop Believing and You Need to Calm Down right away. So Phil clocks that he thinks Say Young might be the millionaire. He said because she was able to get everybody in the trophy room to say someone's name that was in the trophy room. And I'm like, yeah, and like they so fucking stupid that they fell for that. Worst decision ever. So Say Young wants everybody to go around and say who they voted for. Girl, no, shut up, Say Young. I don't trust you. You really getting on my nerves, sis. I'm gonna be real with you. You really starting to piss me off. So Lauren was able to get all the song titles out. It was the easy challenge, whatever. So Phil uses this as an opportunity to go around and start sowing in the seed that Say Young is the millionaire. I said, not you being loud and wrong, Phil, but okay. Go for it. You being loud and wrong, okay? So we get to the challenge. So they are going to be doing like some clay pigeon shooting. Y'all know when they throw the little clay disc in the air and you have to, it's basically duck hunt. Remember, we all used to play duck hunt on Nintendo. So there are 2 teams. The first team to hit 3 clay pigeons are going to win access to the trophy room. So the team captains are Lydia and Chris, and they get to pick their own teams. So Team Chris is Chris, Kyle, Sydney, Lauren, Sam, and Jamie. Team Lydia is Lydia, Say Young, Corey, Phil, and Cara. Team Chris wins thanks to Jamie, Black Girl Magic, because she was able to shoot 2 of the clays, right? So everyone is talking and they're sitting all in like the study and they're kind of, alliances are being formed. Strategies are being discussed, and Say Young's ass is lifting books and looking under tables. I just said, girl, go sit your weird ass down. Because what are you doing? There are no clues about who the millionaire is in what we're doing. This ain't that type of game, baby. Like, she was getting on my nerves. Go sit down somewhere. See, I don't like all that fidgeting and stuff, right? Like, you doing too much. You making noise, you being weird, you being all shifty. I just said, go sit down somewhere. Say Young, I was with Corey. What are you doing? Oh my God. So they get in the trophy room. And before they are even in good, Sam tells some people that she was meditating. And one person's name just kept coming to her. And it was Lauren. Lauren. I said, okay, Sam, I mean, you right. You're right, but I don't think it was that deep. I think you just don't like Lauren, and that's why you said her name. So they decide that Chris should be the one to get the clue. And Chris was like, well, I think Lauren is the millionaire. I said, damn, okay. Why? Like, he doesn't really give any clues as to why, but that's what he thinks. And I'm like, are y'all really being that obvious? Damn. So the clue that Chris gets is that the millionaire was working on their agenda and it was a smash hit, okay? So Chris goes back and tells everybody that the clue is that the millionaire worked on their agenda at breakfast yesterday, and or was it today, and it was a smash hit. So everybody is like, Lauren said, like, smash, like making a noise, like, smash. Lauren was like, no, I mean, that Lauren, Chris was like, no, I think it's smash as in like food. Like we're smashing food. So they was like, okay, y'all, let's all just go back and sit where we were during breakfast. So everybody is like, okay, so I was here. Okay, Peter, you were over there. You were here because you were next to me because I remember. And Say Young was like, okay, I was here. And they was like, no, Say Young, you were here. Cause like I feel like tensions are high. We not about to play around with stuff like this. You were sitting here. So she's like, oh, I don't remember. So Philip, who is smooth the fuck out of patience, was like, no. You have an impeccable memory and you can't remember where you sat. And see, he's all swollen in the chest, anyways, because he thinks that Say Young is the millionaire. Next, you know, we get a crash out. I'm sorry. I can't remember where I sat. I can't remember. I don't know what's wrong. Like my mind, I don't remember where I sat. And I'm so sorry. I said, what is happening? The way that this y'all, the way that she crashed out so quick, and I was like, girl, what are you crying for? And so Phil was like, I'm not about to do this. No, ma'am, I'm not about to play with you like this. He was like, because it's manipulative, and low key, it kind of is. Now, whether Say Young was really crying on some real shit or not, I can see how it comes across as manipulative, because here I am calling, because like you do have an impeccable memory, right? So if I call you out for acting like you don't know where you sat at, and then you have the audacity, the gall, the temerity, the nerve to sit up here and cry and make me seem like I'm yelling at you, don't do that. It does look a little bit manipulative, right? So Phil is walking up the stairs and he comes back and he's like, no, y'all have to admit this, like what she's doing isn't cool, right? And everybody was like, yeah, we see what you're saying. We see what you're saying. So they get to dinner. Kyle immediately was like, Phil, you got wound up. Phil said, look, Say Young is acting like she didn't know where she sat at, okay? Her having this strategy of having people vote for other people that were in the room is giving manipulative. I'd be good and goddamn if she starts crying again. And then all of a sudden them tears dried up. She was like, but I think it's Lauren. I said, Lauren, girl, the way I'd have been like, weren't you just crying? Weren't you just crying? That's what Phil is talking about with them fake ass tears. So Say Young is like, Lauren never proposes strategies or theories. So then Jamie is like, yeah, at breakfast, somebody blurted out a song lyric. I said, Jamie, you've been sitting on this all day, huh? Something about Jamie bothers me. I can't quite pick up on what it is, but I don't like her attitude. So Lauren then was like, well, I think it's Say Young based on her odd behavior. So they all vote, and Say Young is they all vote and they pick Say Young, and then Peter announces, hey, the millionaire completed their agenda today. And because the millionaire completed their agenda, they chose to let the money be randomly reassigned to someone else. So there will be a new millionaire in the morning. So Say Young is gone, Harry is gone. So we are narrowing it down, y'all. We narrowing down the people. We haven't sniffed out the millionaire, but we're doing a good job of getting people up out of there, right? So we go to episode 3, Going to Hell on a Scholarship, which I'm gonna start using because that shit was funny. So we're now sitting around after dinner, and Lauren decides that to tell everybody, I can't play the game like this anymore. I can't play the game the way I've been playing the game. I can't do it. You know, I'm tired of the line. I was the millionaire. I was the millionaire. And it was hard. You know, like, it was so hard for me having to lie and cheat and have all this money. That's not me. I said, Lauren, why are you telling these people this? Why are you telling these people this? Because now they are never going to trust you. So Sam now feels vindicated. Girl, it don't matter. Whatever. Who doubted you? We never even saw Sam even put forth like a real theory or anything at like the elimination dinner for you to feel vindicated about. So Lauren tells them everything, like literally everything. And I was like, Lauren, I'm so sick of Lauren. I'm so sick of Lauren. So the next morning, Lauren seems taken aback that Sydney said that she don't trust her, and now everybody's looking at her funny because yeah, you've been sitting here lying, girl. You've been playing the game, so yeah, nobody's gonna trust you anymore. The people that did trust you before now got their eye on you because we know that you can stick and move with the best of them, right? So we find out that the new millionaire is Phil. Phil opened up that box and he closes it because he didn't want it. So Peter comes in and Peter was like, all right, you have an agenda. Your agenda today is you need to get 3 people to say no to the question of do you believe me? If you do, you will cancel out 3 votes, which is important. If you fail, you will start with 1 vote against you, okay? Now, I feel like you can just go and make up some bullshit story about something. It could be something like, I'm Michael Jackson's cousin. You believe me? You don't believe me? And if they say no, boom, that's 1. But whatever. So we get to lunch. And Corey off rip was like, well, I don't have the money. And a few more people say. Now, the entire time, Lauren is staring at Sydney, right? So Corey asks Lauren, what was your first advantage? Lauren doesn't want to share. Corey is like, why? What difference does it make? Lauren said, well, I don't want to tell you everything. But see, here's the thing though, Lauren, you started off telling them something. Right? I understand both sides. I see why Corey is asking questions, but I also see why Lauren doesn't want to say too much. But again, Lauren, nobody asked you to talk about this whatsoever at all, right? So Kara clocks that Phil is being quieter and more observant at lunch, and she's like, I think he has the money because of that. And I'm like, damn, so nobody has a poker face. None of y'all asses have a poker face because the way that y'all keep getting caught up is crazy, right? So we get to the challenge for the day. So they're all seated at this long table and they all have like the domes over like a plate, right? So I'm like, oh, y'all about to be on some Fear Factor shit. That's why I could never go on any of these shows. So Peter tells them the way that you guys are sitting is the teams that you guys are going to be on. So team A is Sam, Lydia, Chris, Jamie, and Cara. And team B is Corey, Kyle, Lauren, Philip, and Sydney, okay? So they take their domes off, and it's a rat, a roach, a frog, a snake, and a hedgehog. The way I'd have been like, check please, I don't fuck around with none of that shit on them plates, right? So they all have to carry their animal over to a terrarium, solve a pictogram, and then they have to put their animal or insect into the correct terrarium. For every one that you get correct, you get a point. Should it be a tie where everybody gets the same, each team gets the same number of animals correct, then it's going to go by whoever was the fastest team. So team B won. They did it in under a minute, and I think it came down to their strategies. So team A had Chris basically solve all the puzzles. They solved all the puzzles together and then kind of directed people one by one. Team B did theirs a little differently where everybody solved their own puzzle. So it worked for them. So we get to dinner and they're trying to decide who is going to go into the trophy room. And Sydney was like, well, it should be me. I face my fears, and I want to know, I want to be the person that gets the information. Lauren was like, we all know for a fact that I'm the only person that's not a millionaire, so I think it should be me. Lauren, why should it be you though? I guess I don't like. I see what Lauren was saying that like I have no reason to lie, but you have every reason to lie. So Sydney was saying, nah, you've already had a bunch of advantages. Another good point. So Lauren and Sydney aren't comfortable with the other being the person in the trophy room. Girls, whatever. So Philip is seeing this and he's like, oh, okay, so we got a little situation going on. I don't even need to try my agenda because it's going to end up being them, battling against each other. Okay. So in the trophy room, they pick Corey. So Corey finds out that the millionaire chose not to attempt the agenda. And Peter was like the coward. And I said it to Peter because I do not like that Philip did not even attempt his agenda. You don't deserve to be the millionaire if you're not going to play the game. Right? So the clue is that the millionaire was not chased by the hound in the first challenge. Corey said, God damn. I wasn't chased by the hound. So now it puts him into the conversation of, are you the millionaire or not? So now Corey is conflicted. Do I tell them the clue? Do I not? Damn. So Corey comes out and he was like, look, what I heard is that the millionaire didn't attempt to do the agenda. Now, Philip looked shook because I don't think Philip knew that they would like tell everybody that. So he then goes on to tell them, Corey, that the millionaire was not chased by the hound in the first round. So now we're like, okay, let's go around who wasn't chased. So the people that were not chased all raised their hands and we're like, okay, is one of y'all, right? So after dinner, Lauren starts to push her agenda that Sydney is the millionaire. Sydney and her crew, because now we're getting very defined alliances, Sydney and her crew want to get rid of Lauren. I said, okay, why are we getting rid of somebody we know for sure is not a millionaire? We got to use our thinker, okay? We got to use both sides of our brain here, people. This makes no sense, right? So Sam is trying to explain to Lauren that they are not going to vote for that they're not going to vote for her. Like, we got your back. It doesn't make sense. Lauren is being all loud. They're voting for me. Yes, baby, they're voting for you because nobody likes you anymore, right? So we get to the elimination dinner, and Chris is like, I'm going to vote for you, Lauren, because we feel that you are disincentivized to find the millionaire. And I said, why would she be? She wants to find the millionaire as much as y'all do. He then goes on to say, we would do a better job without you. I said, oh, bitch, I'd have cussed Chris's ass smooth the fuck out. That is so rude. In what world does it make sense to say we would do better without this? Like, what? I was so taken aback. So then it turns into Sydney and Lauren is like, I have receipts. She pulls her receipts out and everyone's like, ooh, receipts. And I'm like, no, yeah. I mean, the receipts were kind of mid. But she starts pulling out her receipts. Your breathing has been different. You've been daring headlights, whatever the way. Kristen said that Lauren is a threat, and that's why we may want to vote her out. And I was with Lauren. That's a bonehead move. And she said that she's a valuable player. So Jamie pipes up and said Lauren's energy is messing with her spirit. Jamie, you doing too damn much. You're doing too much. So the vote was a tie, right? Half Sydney, half Lauren. So they said, Peter said, look, we're going to vote again. If we vote again, okay, and it's a tie once again, the millionaire's vote is going to be the deciding factor. So let's compute a couple things, okay? Let's think. The millionaire's vote is going to go into effect, right? It's going to be very clear which side the millionaire is on. So we have to think. So they vote again, and it was another tie, and the millionaire's vote was the tiebreaker, so Lauren goes home. So let's think about this, y'all. So now we have to do process of elimination, if you're smart and if you're thinking. So now it's going to come down to who was on Sydney's side. You look at those 5 people. Out of those 5 people, who was chased by the hound? Phil is so fucking stupid, right? So it narrows it down to Sydney, Corey, and Phil. I be trying to root for everybody black, but I hate when y'all do stupid shit. Phil was so stupid. What Phil should have done is he should have just flipped and got Sydney up out of here. Why are you protecting Sydney? Because she your friend? It does not make sense to get rid of the person that you absolutely know is not the millionaire. And I was with Lauren when she was like, whoa, good job, guys. You're so much closer now to knowing. Oh, but let me know what you guys thought about episodes 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3 only. Snitches get stitches, which means if you post a spoiler, you will be blocked. But subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.